Okay, good evening. It's Johnny here, and you're very welcome to this evening's webinar on online course creation, how to record once and sell often, and create a passive income from your expertise. So you're very welcome, and just a quick reminder of who is this webinar for. Well, it's for people who have expertise that other people will pay to have. It's also for people who want to have a passive income. And it's also for people who know that exchanging euro for hours won't actually make you rich. So just a brief background about myself. I've been training and mentoring in digital marketing and social media since 2005. And what I noticed traveling around the country delivering courses and workshops is that the price of diesel was going up, the amount of time I was spending in the car was getting too much, and also there was a lot of administration. And also what was going down was the rates that I could charge, and also the contracts were being changed around as more people came into the market and more laborious tendering processes, and also having less freedom because I was just simply spending a lot of time in the car doing admin and various other things. So I got a massive wake-up call in 2011 at a digital products seminar in London. And this seminar went on for the weekend, and basically there was lots of experts and coaches and speakers and trainers talking about how they were actually making money from their expertise by creating online courses and other digital products and actually selling them online. So I also realized then that what I was doing was actually selling time for a living as opposed to actually selling some expertise. So I also realized that time is not money, it's actually much more precious than that. So in 2013, last year, I launched 2 online courses, one on Facebook marketing for pharmacists and one a generic Facebook marketing course. And to date, these courses have earned me over 10,000 euro on the side. In other words, passively these courses they were sold, and it didn't involve me standing at the top of the room delivering the courses. As I say, I simply recorded them once, made them available online, and actually sold them online. So in this webinar, we're going to go through why to create an online course. We're going to address some concerns that has come up from running previous workshops and webinars, and also how much can we actually charge for online courses, how much do they sell for. We'll be looking at examples from a marketplace for online courses, which is udemy.com, and we'll also be looking at where to start and a couple of options to get you going. We'll also go through briefly creating a course and the options involved in actually making a video-based course, which most of them actually are. We'll talk briefly about marketing, and I just want to also mention a workshop that's coming up in the Mullingar Park Hotel, which is a one-day workshop for people who are very interested in this area. So why would you consider creating an online course? Well, it gives you a new revenue stream, and more importantly, it gives you a new passive revenue stream, which means that you can literally be making money that doesn't involve your physical presence to deliver some training or some education that people are willing to pay for. It also leads to better cash flow because people book and pay for the course in advance because the courses are actually sold online. It can raise your profile even further through education marketing, where you're actually educating people before you're selling, and it makes you stand out from the competitors because they're actually getting huge value in what you're teaching them. You can reach new markets, domestic and abroad, because there's no travel. I've had people do my Facebook marketing course, and people in London, people in the US, and people all over Ireland have taken the course. Most of these people I've never met. They just log on, watch the videos, send some emails if they have questions, and continue on with the training. It's also great to use as leverage to acquire new business where people actually see through the course how knowledgeable you might be, and then they say, look, I need you to come to my business and actually deliver this to me specifically for my business with my team, which was one example. It also gives you more freedom and more control because you're just not always having to work in terms of trading time for money. And also that gives you, with that freedom comes more time with your loved ones. So some concerns that have come up, will my online course dilute my offline business and brand? So for example, some trainers and consultants and coaches would command fairly sizable fees for their offline work, and they'll be asking the question, well, is this online course going to dilute my brand? The answer is simply no. It can actually increase your offline business, the same as if somebody writes a book. It doesn't really mean that it dilutes the author's business. So how long then does it take to create an online course? Well, an example, a course that would sell for between 95 to 495 euro can take between 30 to 40 hours to create with some guidance, using webinars like this and other resources. And the return you can get, for example, it took me 39 hours to create the Facebook marketing course, and with a 10,251 euro return, it gave me about 262 euros an hour return on that investment. Because once you put that 30 to 40 hours into creating a quality course, you can sell it over and over and over. So it's all about getting to the place where you can record once and then sell often. So does it require a lot of technical knowledge? Well, it requires a certain amount for sure. I mean, because it's online, it's going to have a certain amount of technical knowledge required, but there's plenty of resources out there, and videos and links to courses will be provided where necessary after this webinar. And I have a whole range of resources, as well as the workshop that's coming up in Mullingar. So what do participants of your course expect when they do it online? Well, it needs to be a professional and engaging course, and it needs to meet the clearly stated learning outcome. So really, like anybody that asks you or pays you for advice, they want it clearly stated, they want it delivered professionally, and ideally in an engaging manner. And engagement has to be a little bit higher in online just to maintain that attention, because it's not two people or more than a few people interacting. It's actually, they're just using their computer. So it needs to be engaging. And then our online courses limited to specific topics. Well, information and instructional type courses are most suitable. Certain topics may require a lot of on-camera content, which can increase the time required. But as you'll see on Udemy, there are courses on bread making to yoga, etc., and they're a mixture of on-camera and off-camera, and we look at those options. So again, just to look at how much do online courses sell for, if you take udemy.com, which is a massive marketplace for courses, a 4-hour course typically sells for approximately $47 US, which is in today's rate approximately 34 euro. An 8-hour course would sell for $97 approximately, and that would be around about 71 euro. And a 12-hour course can sell for up to $497, and also there's an 18-hour course on Udemy at the moment, and that has hundreds of students, and it retails for $2,000, and that would be around 1,473 euro. So that's a fairly big course, and yet those sort of courses are also selling on Udemy at that price point. So if we take, for example, cake decorating for fun and profit is one course that's up on Udemy at the moment. You can see there that the price is 59 US dollars, which is about 43 euro. The length of that course is just over 4 hours. The average length of the videos for that course are all less than 2 minutes, with one or two exceptions of maybe a 10 or 15-minute video, but 90% of them are less than 2 minutes. And that's a key factor in creating online courses, that you keep your videos short and to the point, and so people can watch one or two and then come back to it again and take off at the next video. So short and to the point videos is key. But you'll see the number of students currently taking that course is at 952 students. So it's pretty significant amount of students that's taken that. And the 5-star reviews, there's 30 reviews, and I had a look there before we started, and over half of those reviews are 5-star reviews. So that's a on-camera and off-camera mixture course, and there's 77 lectures in there, so it's pretty extensive, and there's 100 discussions going on. So it's a fairly active course as well, with over 10% of the students actually involved in discussions around the course, where the course lecturer, as they're called, or the course tutor, is actually in discussion and maybe possibly answering questions as well. A more technical course that's up there, one that would be close to my heart when I was doing Facebook training, would be, Facebook marketing, how to get your first 1,000 fans. It's retailing at the moment for $97. You can see it's got 19 reviews, all 5-star, and it's got 2.7K, which is basically 2,700 students. So if we just look at the summary table that I've put together looking at that course, it's just over 9 hours long to take that course. The average video length in this case is just under 3 minutes. It's got 952 students. It's got 2,700 students. It's got 19 reviews, and all of those 19 reviews are 5-star reviews. So people are loving this particular course. There are 51 lectures, and I don't see any discussions going on there at the moment. So with 19 or 100%, i.e. 19 out of 19 5-star reviews, there mustn't be much need for the discussion, and maybe that's why there's no discussion going on. So choosing your course, well, one option, option A here, I'm just going to go through, is do some research. So basically sit down and have a look at, what do I know that people would pay for? Now, it's a little bit easier for trainers like myself, or other trainers and coaches and experts who know quite clearly, because of the courses that they get paid to deliver, they can kind of start there. But I know there's people on this webinar who are into art and into craft and into other areas, other expertise that they have, who may never consider themselves to be an actual trainer. But the reality is, we're all teachers and trainers, because if we have knowledge that people will pay to get, then we can create an online course. So what do I know that people would pay for is the question you need to ask. Then you can do further research to say, well, is there an online course out there already? So I know at least one person who would be interested in looking at the cake decorating course that I just mentioned there on Udemy. So is there an online course already, and how much does it sell for, just to see what price point the market would bear if that course is out there, and how many students do they have. Now, the course might have started yesterday, so it might have 1 or 2 students, and that shouldn't turn you off in terms of deciding to go ahead with the course. Because what I would urge you to note is that no existing course does not mean there's no demand. Okay? There's a course on Udemy, how to make artisan brown bread. It's the only course like it on Udemy, but yet it's got hundreds of students that have paid $47 for that particular course. So that particular lady might have done a search on Udemy, seen there was no other course, and said there's no demand. But she went ahead, created the course, and now she's got hundreds of students. So for the investment that you have to put into it to create an online course, approximately 30 to 40 hours, or even a lot less, to create a very short free course to see is there demand, then it's a good return on the investment. So you can start with a short free course, as I just mentioned, to gauge the demand for the particular topic or area of expertise that you have. It will also provide great content for your blog. So if the course never sells, it's still good content for your blog, because it's still knowledge that you can impart that people will read. They just don't want potentially maybe to do a course, but you just try a different area of expertise that you have. It's also great content for an ebook, and it will definitely differentiate you as an expert from the competition. And in education marketing, which is an area that I'm big into at the moment, education sells. And basically what that means is that if you educate people, give them value, make them self-sufficient in what they need to know, then it's a little bit easier. Then if you have a product that complements that learning, it's a little bit easier to introduce and ideally sell that product as well to them, or service. So also, awareness and popularity of e-learning is growing dramatically. So the numbers might be small in the particular course you're thinking about, but as I say, awareness and popularity of e-learning is growing, and Udemy is particularly good at allowing people to access the course through a mobile device, be it a smartphone or iPad. So the user interface is excellent, so that even makes it even more attractive for people to learn on the go. And Udemy have 3 million students at the moment, and over 4 million visits to their website every month. So it's a massive marketplace, and Udemy is just one example. The other option for choosing the course is do a quick survey. So basically you might email a group of people and you would say, I'm currently creating a new course which will help you with whatever the solution is that you're providing. And you could just ask them, please take a few minutes to answer the following 3 questions so that I can create the ideal course for you. So question 1, then you would maybe send them off to SurveyMonkey or group surveys, and ask them to basically fill out these simple questions. So what are the top questions or frustrations you have when it comes to X being the solution that the course provides? And what is the ideal format for a course that helps you with the questions listed above? So would you like buy it by ebook? Would you like it by audio or video, or maybe in a training room scenario? So maybe offline, but it's about getting feedback on is there a demand for the course, and what is the ideal format? And then question 3 would be, do you have any other questions or feedback about this course, just to get a sense of what content you should put into it. You could add a fourth option at the end. Would you like me to inform you when this training is available? And if so, enter your email. So then if people enter their email, they're interested in the subject matter, and therefore they're a good place to start when the course is ready to generate some sales. So then using Udemy, then you create your course. Some requirements that Udemy have are the course must be at least 30 minutes long with 60% video. Now that video doesn't have to be on camera for those of us who don't like to be in front of a camera. It can be screen capture, which we'll go through, and there are other options. The other 40% of the course then can be documentation, it can be PowerPoint presentations, it can be forms, it can be worksheets, it can be recipes perhaps if it's a cookery course. For yoga it could be particular charts that show you ways to stretch, etc. And you also need a good promo video. So when planning then your course and putting the content together, you plan out your course content by sections, which is the different, if you think of sections like chapters in a book, and then you have the section lectures, as Udemy call it, which basically is each individual 2 or 3 minute video or piece within the sections. And then you may or may not, but ideally you would provide some support documentation for people to use to help them implement what they're learning from your course. I'd also recommend that you take the official Udemy course. It's free. It's approximately 3 hours long. You can watch it online, and what's again great about Udemy is when you go back to Udemy during a course, it just tells you where you left off the last time, and you work your way through the content and take it from there. So it's a great way to show you how to structure a course as well, and also how to use the Udemy platform. So then if we look at making your course videos, there's another number of video types. So there's the on camera, and again, yeah, a good smartphone like an iPhone or Samsung with the correct lighting, nice bright lighting, and good audio is fine for creating some on-camera shots showing maybe some instructional stuff. The more professional it looks, the better, but that may involve hiring a videographer, etc. So for your first short and simple course, make it as best as you can with the resources you have, and at the end of the day, people will also buy the course as much for your personality and your information and the advice you give, etc. Just make sure that the audio is definitely crystal clear, because while they will be a little bit patient with poor video, they're not as forgiving when they can't simply hear you. The other option, which I would use a lot, is screen capture. And Snagit and Camtasia and ScreenFlow are a number of software products that you can buy. Snagit is $47, Camtasia is €200 plus, and I don't know what ScreenFlow is. It's for Mac, and you buy those. You can buy one of those, and basically you can record what you're doing on screen as an instructional type video, like for example how to set up a Facebook ad, or how to use Sage if you're an accountant, or how to use some other online or computer-based products and services. You can capture what's going on screen and then save it as a video and upload. The third option then with the latest version of PowerPoint is that I could actually use PowerPoint to record this particular webinar by recording the actual PowerPoint presentation as I go through it with the microphone on, record it as a video, and actually save it on to Udemy as a course if it was a completely PowerPoint based course. So how the screen capture videos work, if you wanted to record a PowerPoint presentation and mix that in with some on-camera stuff, if that's what your course requires, or if it's all you want to capture what you're doing on screen, you just get a headset, USB headset, plug it into your laptop or computer, and then you basically, for example, I would open up this PowerPoint presentation on my computer screen, and basically the software then, you just draw a window around the screen or the area of the screen that you want to capture, and you hit record. You walk your way through the presentation, and that could be for walking through how to make bread, or how to make a cake, or how to make some soap, handmade soap, and it could be lots of good images. So it doesn't necessarily have to be always video based, even to do some courses that involve a lot of, if you like, manual work or art and craft, for example. You can also record, anything that's on your screen. So if you're training somebody on how to use Facebook, for example, then you can record the screen and save it as a video and upload, and then basically whatever you do on the screen is recorded. So is the audio. So what you're really doing is almost giving them a sat nav of how to work their way through, for example, setting up a Facebook ad. You upload to Udemy. You pick your own price, and you might start a little bit low. You can change the price afterwards. You have to do a good promo video to give people a good sense of why they should buy this course, and if it's free, you still have to convince them to sign up for free. You can have free courses. You upload your course, and you can use Udemy coupons to get your first group of students. You might even give coupons to the people who said in the survey that I mentioned that they were interested in buying the course. In terms of marketing then, of course, promoting it on your website, making it obvious for people to sign up. Use social media, of course, to promote it. You may do some joint ventures, so there might be colleagues and contacts of yours out there where this online course would complement what they're doing. You could also run a webinar like this, and I will be doing a series of webinars on each of these specific topics as well. So you could also take the content of a course and write up an ebook and give the ebook away, and when people are really impressed with the level of knowledge and expertise you have as they read through the ebook, they go, yeah, I need to take this course. So just going to leave it open to some questions, but just before I go, there's some more webinars coming up in the coming weeks on specific areas we've covered. I will be putting a resource list of everything that I've mentioned and more on my website. It's a growing resource list at the moment, and I'll send you an email with that. I'm currently writing a new ebook called Time is Not Money, It's Much More Precious, and basically how to create a passive income from your expertise. I'm also developing an online course around all of this and a membership website, and that will be sent by email. So I just want to very quickly then display a quick offer about the up-and-coming workshop in Mullingar. So the workshop currently is €194 per person. But if you order by midnight tonight, in other words, sign up today, as you can see on the offer, if you click on that link, you can come and join a group of us in Mullingar for the day where I will be delivering a comprehensive workshop on this entire area, covering everything we cover in the webinar in detail and a lot more, because we'll have the full day at it. So it's currently at €195 per person. We have a number of places left, and if you sign up today as a thank you for tuning in and watching this webinar, then you can get that ticket price for €97 as opposed to €195. So we just have some time now for some questions. So in the chat area there on your on the right hand side of your screen, you can type in your question and I'm happy to answer it. So at the moment we have one question. I teach horticulture but curious how selling a course online could work for a service industry like mine. Well, again, I guess I provide a service, so you know, you can turn any service into an online product. It may require, in that case in horticulture, some on-camera as well as off-camera, but you just have to get your expertise down on paper to start with, turn that into some PowerPoint presentations with diagrams as necessary and some videos where necessary, and put it all together in under clearly defined sections and lectures, as they're called in Udemy, within those sections, and get it up online. Like, you just have to start with a 30-minute course. So I hope that answers your question. So if there are further questions, feel free to ask them. We have a couple of minutes left here in the webinar, or feel free to email me afterwards. Apologies for the confusion in the email that was sent out by the webinar system. There is some bug in the system that I need to contact the webinar service provider, Webinar Jam, and get them to tell me what happened on this particular webinar. Okay, so I have a question here. I am in online marketing space. Is Udemy market full with social media courses? Yes, there is quite a few social media courses on Udemy. It's a very popular topic. So you're lucky, as am I, from that perspective, that there's lots of demand for social media marketing. So you just have to really carve out your own little piece of that pie, and you'll be driving your existing contacts to the Udemy source. So you will be and have to take responsibility for generating some of your own sales, and Udemy will also generate some of the sales for you. But if you do a free webinar like this, where you invest 30 minutes of your time and market the webinar and people sign up, then you can send people off to the online course, and whatever sales you generate out of that, once you have the course recorded, it's all profit. Once you get the investment back, all the other sales are profit. So I wouldn't be overly concerned. What I would take kind of some confidence in the fact that there is, while the marketplace is full, it just shows there's a huge demand, and we just have to carve out our own piece of that pie. So another question, I'm looking at this at present and wondering about using Moodle and best forums, etc. So Moodle is where you're pretty much, and it's very popular in third level and in schools and colleges and so on. Moodle is really, a big open source platform where you can, pretty much put an entire college, you can build almost a virtual college, and you can customize it and everything else. So if you're going to deliver lots and lots of courses over time, then Moodle, yeah, it's definitely worth considering. But it is really for people that have lots and lots of courses. So if you're starting out and you want to see if there's a demand, I would definitely start with Udemy. I'm also running or setting up a course on a site called usefedora.com. So Fedora is Fedora. I'm still working on it, but Fedora is also a great platform, and it's free, and there's small commissions once you get up to a certain student level, or if you want to reduce commissions. So in future webinars and in emails, I'll be sending you just some information on the commissions that they take. So use Fedora, and Udemy is where I'd start, and Moodle is for bigger, big companies who have lots and lots of courses. So what is the date? Oh, sorry, apologies for the date in Mullingar. The date for Mullingar is the 27th of June. That's Friday, the 27th of June from 9 to 5. Okay, so I'm just scrolling down through some of the other questions. Great question here. What is the fee taken by Udemy? So Udemy take 50% of your course price if they generate the sale for you. If you generate your own sales by driving your own existing email list and use your own email marketing, they give you 100% bar, so a few small percent fees on, like any credit card standard fees. So 100% if you generate the sale, they take 50% if they create the sale. But again, it is digital, so if they're responsible for creating the sale, you'll be quite appreciative of the new business. It's also then where you can message the students that are doing the course, and you might introduce them to another course that's at a further price that you're using, that's available through the website. Or again, it's a way of growing your email list as well, where Udemy is doing the marketing, and yes, they're taking a fairly hefty commission out of that at 50%. Okay, so we're just gone 4 minutes over time, so please feel free to send me any questions that you have. I will make the recording available via email, and the resources that I mentioned, and hopefully we'll stay in touch, and I'll be running some further webinars in the coming week, starting next week, on more detail into the topics that we've discovered. So this is my first webinar on this specific topic, so I said I'd give a good general overview for people who are thinking about turning their knowledge into an online course and generating a passive income. So until next time, we'll talk to you soon.